Okay, so I am on to day 3. It's close to 1 o'clock. So day 3 is almost over. And let's see what to report today. Last night proved to be the hardest so far. I mean, I laid in bed, I could not go to sleep. All I could think about was food in the fridge. And I even at one point I got up, and thank goodness Troy was still mildly awake because he's like, "Hey, where are you going?" And I just sat on the edge of the bed, and I was like, I just can't do it. I want to go get a sandwich, just anything. I'm so hungry, I can't do it. And I lay there and looked up a bunch of like research juice fasting, and there's a lot of negative stuff out there about it. So all of the, one thing that I've discovered is that information is so contradicting. I mean, there's this amazing documentary that truly inspired me to want to change my life and change the way that I eat. And then I researched more about it, and there's all of these doctors and people saying that juicing is so bad for you, and you're just deteriorating your muscle and things like that. And so using that negative information, I almost convinced myself to quit. And so I sat on the edge of the bed, and Troy said, "No." He's like, "No, honey, you can do it." But I was really hungry, and so I thought, well, let me just go downstairs and take a big, drink a glass of juice and see if I can think more clearly. And so that's what I did. I came down and just chugged it from the bottle because I was just desperate for some sort of relief. And I stood there for a few minutes at the fridge and really contemplated taking a bite of a crescent roll that happened to be in there. And I mean, I so much as took it out of the box and tore a little piece off the corner. And and I stood there with this little piece of bread and just kind of had this moment of like, am I really going to let this little piece of bread get the best of me? Like, this is going to win over me. And sorry, I didn't know how to get emotional. So I threw it away, and I went back upstairs, and I laid down, and I started researching more positive stuff about juicing, and I fought through it, and it took a few hours for me to go to sleep. I texted my little sister back and forth for a little while, and that seemed to help, and I played Phase 10 on my iPhone for what seemed like hours, and that seemed to help. And finally I fell asleep, and I woke up this morning and I felt really great. And it, more often than not, when I wake up in the morning, it's more of a feeling of, I wish I hadn't made these choices yesterday when it comes to my health. And so waking up this morning, and for once in a very, very long time, feeling really, really, really proud of myself for not succumbing to temptation when it comes to food. It was just a really good feeling. And so hopefully that feeling and this emotion can kind of help me torch my way through the next few days. And I'm changing my methods up a little because I just decided off the top of my head to do a 10-day fast with no rhyme or reason to that number, just because it mentioned it a couple of times on the documentary. So through my research, I found this really awesome website that gave more details, and what he suggested was a 21-day fast of sorts. And so the way it's going to work is I'm going to do the juice fast for 8 days. So I'm on day 3, so I have 5 days left after today. And then for 3 days, you integrate whole foods back into your diet in small portions. So he suggests, like, for breakfast to have a cup of fruit, and then for dinner to have a green salad along with your juicing. And then, and that's for 3 days. And then for 10 days after that, you eat 75% of what you eat should be raw. So lots of raw vegetables and fruits and nuts, and no red meat or chicken. Only, if I'm going to do meat, only seafood or beans, which I'm okay eating vegetarian. I don't mind that, or just eating fish. So that's what I'm going to do. And as far as how I feel, it really, honestly, it's only been an emotional battle so far. I don't physically, I feel really great. I mean, other than the occasional hunger pains, which I only, I go have a glass of juice when I'm hungry. And physically, though, I feel really good. It's like this fog has just lifted. And when I wake up in the morning, like when I wake up, I'm up. And that hasn't happened for a long time. I lay there and I go doze in and out, and I try to talk myself into sleeping in. But this morning I woke up and I was awake. I was wide-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to start my day, and it felt really good. It feels really good to not be kind of walking around in a haze because of the toxic stuff that I'm putting in my body. But so yeah, so far everything is really good. I've lost a total of 4.5 pounds in 2 days, and it's not just muscle. I don't know if you can tell in my face, but my face is the first thing that slims down, and when I get really overweight, this starts to pooch out. In just 2 days, I've lost most of my double chin. I don't know if you could see that. So it's not just, I'm not just losing muscle like a lot of these negative articles say that you lose during your fast. I'm losing fat. So, so far I'm doing really good. I have 5 days left after today. Oh, another thing that the guy suggested. So what I'm doing, because I know a lot of my friends have asked, what I'm specifically doing is drinking the Odwalla and Naked juice, just the green stuff, just the, it's like Mean Green or Green Machine, just the green that has a lot of like wheatgrass and different green vegetables in it. And that's all I've been drinking for 2 days. And then the site that I found yesterday that kind of gave you more of a structure of how to do it, he suggested that if you start feeling extremely deprived, to make a soup. So to take the vegetables, heat them up, and then puree them. So you're essentially still drinking a juice, but it's a hot juice and you're drinking it with a spoon. But it will lose some of the nutrients from heating it up, but you're still, if you're just having a little bit of that and not making that your mainstay for the whole fast, then that's fine. So that's what I did for lunch. I just took a can of organic tomatoes, no salt added, and heated those on the stove with a little bit of garlic and some onion, and got it hot and pureed it. And at first I thought this is going to be awful because there's no salt in it, but it was so good. It was really a yummy lunch. So, and there's Troy in the background drinking some of my juice because he's not on the fast anymore. He is a weakling and didn't make it past day 2.
Yep.
So, but anyway, all is well. So the nighttime seemed to be the most difficult. So I'll just trudge through tonight, and but I'm feeling really good. So far, I'm pleased with the results. So see you tomorrow.